So, hello everybody, here we are back, and unfortunately the last recording is missing 10 minutes. So basically what happened was we had encounters in Buenos Aires which weren't that horrible after all, so everything went well. Just a recap of where we are at. We have Lily Chen in the Amazon fighting a dark young. And she has made already she's already given it 3 wounds, which is really good. And she is not at full health, unfortunately, and only at 1 sanity. So she actually needs to move out of there because she can't really go on. We have also, somebody told me that when we picked up the possession of Diane Stanley's, I should have picked up the hired mask and kept it because allies are counted as possession. So I have now given this hired muscle to Lily Chen, but still she needs to really rest, and she can't rest on the same space as a monster, so she will have to move out. Still, we need to ensure that this monster on the Amazon goes away because we need to work on this gate. So what I'm going to do is I am actually going to send Jacqueline Fine to the Amazon to perform first of all, she's going to take a focus action, then she's going to move, because we're going to cast a spell. We're going to use the incantation Storm of Spirits, which allows us that when resolving a combat encounter, we may resolve a law test in place of a strength test using the same test modifier. We have a law of 5. But before we do this, oh, actually, no. What we will do is we will... I don't know. Should we take this risk? Ah, yeah. No, we won't. We actually won't. Anyway, Lola Hayes is again trying to use her influence. And she's also going to take a rest action. Last but not least, and this is very important, all our eyes are again on Zoe the Crazy Cook, also known as Dana Scully. She has inflicted 5 wounds on the on the Rantigoth, and we need to have 1 more wound to get rid of this and solve the rumor. If she kills this thing, she will actually fulfill her personal story, and this will mean she gets +1 on her sanity, and she gets +1 fight. So that is actually quite an important step for her to take. Okay, so we will start out over here in Buenos Aires, where Lola Hayes is now first player. She is going to well, she's going to take a rest action because her health is only 1. So she takes a rest action. She doesn't have any conditions that she needs to test for, which is interesting. And she is also doing another thing. She's going to give the elder sign to our friend, because as I told you before, I treat trading actions as no actions. She's going to give the elder sign to Jacqueline Fine, because she will have to test will against the monster. So, and it gives her +1 will to gives her +1 to will tests. No, 1 die when resolving a will test. Okay, so far so good. Now Lola Hayes is again trying to test her influence. We've not been successful with this at all. I mean, in the first game, or in the last game actually, she was extremely successful. So again, we're going to roll 5 dice. 5 tiny dice. Oh, 1 success. Woohoo! And 2 more dice. And no successes. So she gets 1 successful, which she can do nothing with. So, yeah. So that's Lola Hayes. Next up is Lily Chen, who's going to take a move action, and then she's going to rest. She also has no... she has no conditions, dare I say it, so she gets back 1 health and 1 sanity. And she is now, let's see, is this thing immune to anything? No. Yeah. So now we have Jacqueline Fine, who is going to do a focus action. And is going to move to the Amazon. And last but not least, our friend Zoe is going to do a focus action. And considering where she is, she's going to prepare for travel because that's actually all she can do. Although she could test her influence. Does she want to test her influence? She has an influence of 3. Well, there isn't really anything she... No, because there's nothing she can actually gain from this. So she's just going to actually prepare for travel. That's always a good option if you can't do anything else. Alrighty. So now it's the encounter phase. First up is Lola Hayes, and she's going to have a encounter in Buenos Aires. Let's see what Buenos Aires throws at her. You hear the sad tale of Rufina, who died after her beloved was unfaithful. Riddled with guilt, her lover used dark magic to bring her back from death. You search for signs of the spell he used. Observation -1. Well, her observation is 2, so she rolls 1 die. Let's see what happens. Worst case scenario, she'll be cursed or something. And she fails. If you fail, you hear her voice from beyond, lose 1 sanity. Woohoo! It's a good thing that it's a good thing that Lola Hayes is exceptionally sane. Although considering that she's actually a crazy woman, that's interesting. All right. Next up is Jacqueline Fine, who is going to encounter the Dark Young. So first she needs to do a will test. Now her will is 3. But she has an elder sign. The elder sign allows her to resolve to reroll 1 die during a combat encounter for the will check. She can reduce the horror of monsters you encounter by 1 to a minimum of 1. So basically, she rolls 2 dice, first of all. And she has no successes. So now she's going to reroll 1. And that's also no successes, but she reduces the horror of this monster by 1 to 2. So she basically loses 2 sanity, which is not so horrible because she's actually insanely sane. Her sanity is 8. So next up, we're going to fight now. And she's going to use Storm of Spirits. And she has a lore of 4. She has an item, which is the Opus Arcana Tome, which gives her +2 when resolving spell effects. So basically she has a lore of 6. And she tests her lore as if it were strength. So she rolls 3 dice. Now let's hope that she can do this. And she I don't believe this. She fails completely. Well, she's using her 1. We just need... Well, we need 2. She uses one of her focus. She has 1 focus. And she fails. This is unbelievable. So basically she takes 3 damage. That's a nightmare. Oh. Once per round when an investigator... Okay, first of all, we flip the Storm of Spirits cards. You call upon evil spirits which turn against you. Lose 1 health and 1 sanity unless you discard this card. Yes, we will discard this card. I mean, it's a crap spell. I mean, the spell is probably quite good, but she failed. So now she's going to use Flesh Ward. Once per round when an investigator would lose health, you may test lore. We are so testing lore on this. We're rolling 6 dice. To prevent them from losing up to 2 health. I don't believe this. Oh, she has 1 success. So, yes, she only loses 1 health. All right. Then flip this card. It is unpleasant to watch the transformation even when it succeeds. Lose 1 sanity. Okay. So yeah, that was such a good turn. It can only get better from here on out. We have Lily Chen, who has an encounter in Buenos Aires. You visit the university's former librarian and find that he owns many ancient parchments and scrolls. Test law -1. Her law is 4. So she rolls 3 dice. Oops. 1, 2, 3. And she passes. Woohoo! If you pass, gain 2 spells. Woohoo! Okay, now let's see. 2 spells. She gains Voice of Ra, which is a horrible spell, and Arcane Insight. So let's look at Voice of Ra. Once per round during the action phase, you may spend... Yeah, we're going to discard this one straight away. I've actually decided that you can discard spells because otherwise this is completely ridiculous. If you don't want them, you can just get rid of them. Ritual. Choose yourself or another investigator on any space and test law -2. Roll 1 additional die for each tome possession you have. If you pass, that investigator gains 1 clue. Then flip this card. Ah, well, I don't know. I mean, is it just me or are most of these spells actually crap? They're not really, very impressive spells. But then again, this isn't D&D. All right, last but by no means least is our girl Zoe. Now Zoe needs to encounter the Dark Young. The Rantigoth. Now, first of all, she has to test will. Now, her will is extremely high. Her will is 7 in combat encounters, so she rolls 7 dice. Now, let's roll 3 first and see what happens. No successes. 3 more. No, 1 success. That was a 5 actually. And she can roll 1 more die. And she rolls another success. So she doesn't take any damage. This is very important because she has a special skill. If you have not lost sanity during a combat encounter, roll 2 additional dice when resolving the strength test during the encounter. Okay, so basically let's look at her stats. She gets +2 dice because she did not lose any sanity. She has a strength of 3, which gives her 3 dice, and she has a double-barrel shotgun, which gives her +4 during combat encounters, so 4 more dice. So that's 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 dice. We remove 1, and we have 2 rerolls because we have 1 clue token and 1 focus token. So let's see, we roll 3 dice and we get no successes. 3 more dice. We get 1 success and 2 more dice. No successes, but we are going to reroll 1 die, and that's another success, which counts as 2 successes, and because it's a 6. So first of all, she inflicts 1 more wound on this evil demon thing. So this is dead. But it also means, since she had 3 successes, that she doesn't take any damage. So this goes back into the box. And she has now fulfilled her personal story because she has killed monsters with a toughness of more than 5. So toughness 2, 3, 9. So these all go back into the bag. And now let's look at her personal story. Grim Harvest. I have worked your will and brought ruin to your enemies, O Lord. Zoe's maximum sanity is increased by 1, so her maximum sanity is now 8. She immediately gains 1 sanity, and Zoe gains +1 fight. So, first of all, we increase her sanity. So she gains 1 sanity immediately, which is good. We also did the reroll, so we put these away. And her sanity is +1. So it's 8. And she gains +1 to all of her fight checks. That was really good. So now we're going to get rid of this horrible rumor. And I believe that she can now... I don't know if she can still have an encounter, because usually when you kill a monster you can still have an encounter. So I assume we just resolve this rumor and then she can have an encounter in London. She will actually encounter this clue. Let's look at the current mystery. Oh yeah, that's the artifact one. Okay, she's going to do a research encounter on this one. City space. The homeless have been disappearing. You stake out the city park in the hopes of discovering where they've all gone. Test observation. Oh, her observation is 1. Joy. She'll probably not see anything. And she fails. If you fail, you find the missing citizens, but they attack you. A cultist monster ambushes you. Well, we're not so unhappy about that, actually, because, first of all, she has a will test. She needs to test law -1. Oops. I'll have to roll those again. Yeah, that is a success. Okay, if you pass the will test, you free the victim's mind from the alien magic, defeat this monster, and gain a random ally asset from the deck. So she gains an ally. She keeps gaining allies, actually, this way. She gets the monster hunter. Gain +2 during combat encounters. A monster of your choice on your space loses 1 health. Brilliant. So, yeah. Okay, now, last but by no means least, we need to... And she gains this clue, of course. We need to look at the Mythos card. Woohoo! First of all, the Omen track advances to the blue space. We have 1 blue gate, 2. No, this one is not a blue gate, but what are you over here? Red. 2 Doom advances by 2. We get a monster surge. So we get 2 monsters. 1 spawns in Sydney. And we spawn a leng spider, which of course is very appropriate. Sorry, not in Sydney, in, what am I saying, in Tokyo, actually, sorry about that. And the other one is a skeleton, and that one spawns in the City of the Elder Things. Yeah, so we're not doing so well, actually, because we really need to work on this mystery. And we spawn 2 clues. One in space 13, which is up here, so Zoe could get there, but I don't think that this is actually her priority right now. And 1 in space 14. Yeah, I don't think that actually getting clues is a priority at the moment. Let's see. Strange sightings. Investigators cannot perform rest actions. Oh my god. Pulling the curtain back slightly, you see that same suspicious man watching your hotel. You're going to have to sneak out the back exit and try to lose him again. Okay, this is serious, because we all need to perform rest actions, because everybody is actually feeling really bad. Yeah, okay, so we will have to solve this mystery. And for this, we need to... okay, let's look at the situation. Let's zoom out a little. We need to start closing gates as well. So Zoe has prepared for travel. So she's going to be... She can't perform any rest actions. That's not good. So what she's going to do is she's going to... I think we'll need to send in Zoe to get rid of this Amazon thing. Unless... I mean, we can't perform rest actions. That's really tough. Because this one reduces your sanity by 3 if you fail. Yeah, okay. Zoe needs to post-haste get herself to the Amazon. Yeah. And she can't get there in 2 turns. Because she can only go here. She has prepared for travel, but then she would have to go here, and then she has, so that's 3 turns. That's no good. Do we not have something like astral travel? No. Yes, we do, but it's not something she can do. Okay, that's no good. Okay, what we're going, yeah, we will. What we can do is we can send Lily Chen into this area and give her stuff, her hired muscle. Oh no, that's not going to work because her strength is only 1 anyway, so it's +1. That would be 2 -3. No, but she could move in and we give her an elder sign, which means that she can re-roll 1 die when resolving a will test. Her will is 3, so that would be 2. She has a lucky rabbit's foot. I mean, that's cutting it close, but maybe if we're really, really lucky, she could do a focus action, so she has 1, 2, 3 re-rolls this way. We will just have to, I guess, chance it. Or else we're going to advance Doom next round. Having said this, we could, of course, hand over, I mean, her strength is 2. Her will is 3. She has a Derringer. If we give everything we've got to our friend Lola, yeah, Lily is going to give the hired muscle and the bodyguard and her weapon and the trinket to Lola. Lola will also then fulfill her personal story by doing this because she's gained an ally, and I could have done that long ago simply by giving her an ally that somebody else had acquired, and I don't know why I wasn't thinking of this at all. And she's going to do a focus action, so this way she could go there and she could also test her influence, maybe gain a Tome of Horrors. No, she can't because she has to move. Okay, yeah, I think we've got a plan. Lily will give everything that is required for combat to Lola. Lola will try and take out this monster and encounter the gate. In the process, seeing how depending on how she does, and our friend Jacqueline can actually can do a focus action again and use her puzzle box to see can she actually gain an artifact, which would mean we would be 1 step closer to solving the mystery. I believe it's best if our friend Zoe started to go east to start closing some gates. So she will travel to Arkham and do a focus action there. Or actually prepare for travel by train so that she can actually then go to San Francisco on the next turn. And then on the 3rd turn, hop on a ship. And maybe by then we'll have a reckoning, which will allow us to get rid of this strange sightings event. Yeah, I think we've got a plan here, and Lily will just have to stay put. And yeah, do a focus action and then encounter the space. Yeah. Also, Lily will be the person who can travel easiest to Antarctica. What about this thing? What does it actually do? Rise of the Elder Things is the Ancient One. Toughness is equal to Investigators +2. Yeah, this one is going to be tough because of the will check for her. Because let's just hope that we have a reckoning next time round so that we can actually get rid of this horrible thing. But we've got a plan. So thanks for watching and talk to you soon.